What's up, everybody? It's the Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show with the B. And today's episode is brought to you by Kingman Chevrolet. It's about the journey. It's all about the journey from point A to point B. The 2020 Equinox small SUV is ready for your next adventure. There's technology to keep you entertained, available safety features that help keep you on track, and performance that makes driving fun. Because why shouldn't every trip be an excuse to treat yourself? And right now at Kingman Chevrolet, get 0% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers and $500 cash allowance when you finance through GM Financial. Kingman Chevrolet on Stockton Hill in Kingman.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show with the B. And today we're going to be talking about the reasons I need to lose weight. Your smartphone can give you the coronavirus. Cereal can make you live longer. Science proves it. Rich people are liars and thieves. And a 103-year-old man marries a 27-year-old girl. And I'm going to tell you all about it coming up. All right, so I realize I have to lose weight, and not because of the thing I think I'm super fat. Well, I mean, I am fat, but because I need to wear a size 38 because a size 40 doesn't seem to exist anywhere. I was looking for clothes yesterday, and everywhere I went, there was no size 40. All right, it's like that's the most popular size on the planet is size 40. It's like with my shoes, I wear between a 13 and a 14. I know I should say 13 and a half, but 13 and a half I don't really ever see. So it's like a 13 and a 14. And sometimes I could fit in 13, sometimes I can't. You know, it's all up in the air on whether or not I can fit into them. But 13s seem to be the most important shoe there is because they're always gone. And I don't understand why they don't order more of them. Everybody wears the 13. It feels like you go somewhere, they're out of 13s, and nobody carries the 14. So I just kind of got to deal with it. Like the shoes I got on right now are 14s. I got another pair of great shoes at home that are 13s because that's all they had, and I could fit in them. I mean, they're not small, but they're not my size, you know what I'm saying? Something else I realized today, all right, because I want to be a better person, I've been struggling with the idea of anxiety, right? And it's not like hardcore anxiety, like I'm not getting, you know, like just fits of an anxiety or anything, but it's the idea of what my future is going to hold. And while I'm participating in it and trying to become better, and working harder and working with more people and achieving more things, I still always worry about the future. Like, where am I going to go from there? Where am I going to go from there? Where am I going to go from there? Instead of just working on the moment. So is that a terrible thing? I don't think so. Not really. I mean, it's the drive that pushes me forward. But it also keeps me from interacting with the activity at hand. So I need to move forward in a more positive way instead of being worried about it. So I'm struggling to look for the other thing. I need to realize that I need to prepare for the future while taking part in today. And that's a little harder than it sounds because it's a little stressing. I'm not getting panic attacks or nothing, but the idea of what am I gonna do in the future always reigns supreme over most of my worries. Where I'm gonna end up, what kind of actions I'm gonna take. But I try to be better, right? So I try to stay more calm, have more patience. I go to meetings to learn how to live a better lifestyle. I go to church to be more spiritually fit. I get, you know, my friends, I make sure that they're good friends and not just people, you know, fair weather friends, which is not bad to have fair weather friends, I'm not gonna lie. It's good to have people you just say hi to in passing and really have to have no vested interest in, but some quality friends, you know what I mean? I'm trying to work on my education, I'm trying to work on, anyways, I brought up the 7 dynamics before, and I'm trying to work on all those. And if I can bring all those to a positive note, like at full capacity of what I can accomplish, it's like a perfect storm, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be in the wake of other people's storms. I want to be part of the storm, you know? I want to tear things up too. So I know that I need to accomplish all those things because a lot of people are perfect storms, and you can see them when they walk by. You feel their aura as they go by, and I want to be one of those. You know, I just don't want to be in the wake of it. I want to create the storm, or at least be part of someone else's storm. You know, we can all group together. A bunch of us create a massive storm of changing the world and changing our lives. It'd be impressive. So that's my game plan.
Did you know Valley View Medical Center's mission is making communities healthier? We do that by offering a spectrum of services locally. Procedures for gastroenterology, orthopedic, ear, nose, and throat, pulmonary, women's health, and more are performed at the medical center. Whether inpatient or outpatient, you can confidently stay close to home for your joint replacement, colonoscopy, or ENT procedures. To learn more, go to valleyviewmedicalcenter.net.
So the U.S. Center of Disease Control, otherwise known as the CDC, Control and Prevention. I guess they didn't want to add the P on the end, the CDCP, but so CDC kind of has a better flow anyways. Continues to dole out advice for lowering your risk of catching the coronavirus. You're probably washing your hands a little longer and touching your face a little less, but there's another easy step you could take to stay protected. And if you're anything like us, you rarely consider it. Your smartphone, as it turns out, is covered with 10 times the amount of bacteria found on a toilet seat, and that's from the University of Arizona. But it's the University of Arizona, it's kind of a party college, so I'm assuming the toilet seats are probably rough, dude. And if your phone is 10 times worse than that, that's rough. So, when's the last time you really wiped down your iPhone? Never? Well, now that you know the dirty truth, it's time to take action. Your first instinct might be to use a Clorox wipe, which promises to kill 99.9% of household germs and bacteria. But that wouldn't be wise. This kind of wipe could actually damage the delicate oleophobic coating on your phone that's meant to prevent oils from your fingerprints sticking to the surface. If you want to truly clean your smartphone, Apple recommends using a soft microfiber cloth, just like the ones you use to wipe your corrective lenses with. But what chemical do you use? Because if you're just using a microfiber cloth, how are you killing anything on there? All you're doing is buffing it. You know, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure bacteria can like tough out a solid buffing. So they never mentioned anything. Now I'm assuming they should just have lens cleaner that you could probably use. But find out what's the most delicate, I guess. But I'm not too worried about it. The coronavirus is a little like, you know, exploited. And I posted some on Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, it's Kevin Jones. Or the Big K Experience. You can check me out on the Big K Experience. A list of things that we were worried about killing us all, from anthrax to SARS to terrorist attacks. All these things that they say you're going to kill all of us, so we all get really panicked about it, and then nothing happens. Now, I'm not saying the coronavirus isn't a terrible flu, but I really don't think you need to worry too much about it. And then people are doing the face mask thing, which the coronavirus can make it through the face mask. The only person that helps is the person that actually has the coronavirus. If they wear it, the odds of you catching it from them have diminished. But if someone with the coronavirus is out coughing all over the place, if you're wearing that mask, it's literally going to do you no good. Because it's the particles that make up the coronavirus can fit through the holes of the mask. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I feel so stupid because I was about to buy some oatmeal and I didn't. I don't know why. But I wanted it and then I was like, nah, I shouldn't eat oatmeal. That's a lot of sugar and stuff. But if I eat like plain oatmeal and add bananas to it or something, you know what I mean? Either way, it's if you regularly eat oatmeal or cold cereal for breakfast, it could extend your life by a lot. They're not saying a little bit, they're saying by a lot. Those whose diet is high in whole grains and cereal fibers have a lower risk of premature death from cancer, heart disease, respiratory disease, and type 2 diabetes, according to researchers from the Harvard Public School of Health. What is a whole grain? Whole grains are the entire seed of a plant that is used for food and contains the germ, bran, and endospore, such as wheat, oats, and quinoa. I had some quinoa. That stuff's kind of weird. The texture's weird. That's kind of like what I like about it. It's like poppy, you know? Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Caviar, but not caviar. Mosimo, I think it's called. The orange stuff that's on sushi. Or it's Mosimo. And it's not important. But the texture of it, that's what quinoa reminds me of. I kind of like it. I mean, I wouldn't eat it every day, but it ain't bad. I think I need to learn what to mix it with in order to make that texture work with the flavor, because it has no flavor. Ugh. Well, whole grains are rich sources of dietary fiber and other nutrients, including minerals and antioxidants. The study found that eating 1.2 ounces of whole grains per day was associated with a 17% reduced risk of premature death, compared with those who ate much less. Well, that's nice. Now, how do they measure the risk of death? Whenever they do these in a 17% reduced risk of premature death, is it just all kinds of random people? Some people eat cereal and some people that don't? Or is it people that had a risk of premature death because of maybe family, and now they're eating cereal and they get 17% reduced? See, if you get a 17% reduced risk of premature death from all these different things, you know, not to say there's more than one thing that I know of at this moment, but you would be like 100%. I guess not, because if 17% lower risk of death because you eat whole grains, and then there's another 17% risk of lower death because you eat a lot of bread. It's kind of like the same thing, you know? Which isn't true, bread will kill you. But eating 0.4 ounces of cereal fibers a day was associated with a 19% reduced overall risk of death. Wow, that's kind of cool. So eat whole grains, cereal with whole grains, and you'll get 19%, maybe a little more, because you can't combine them because a lot of them have the same. That's what I'm talking about. They have like the same thing going on. So you can't eat whole grains for dinner and cereal and then get a 36% less of a risk of premature death. You still only get the 19%, because I don't think every serving that you have drops to 19%. Otherwise, I'd eat whole grains all day, every day. I'll have to do 5 servings of it. I can handle it, and I should be able to live forever. Well, many people believe wealthy people are liars and cheaters, and now scientists have proof that it is true. I knew it. In a bizarre study, researchers concluded that rich folks are more likely to lie, cheat, and steal and break rules than poorer people. Of course, because they can afford lawyers. If I could afford lawyers, I would break rules too. Even worse, like Michael Douglas, cheating Wall Street stockbroker Gordon Gekko, rich folks think greed is good. Well, it's entrepreneurship, if you want to think about it. We found that it is much more prevalent for people in the higher ranks of society to see greed and self-interest as good pursuits, says Paul Piff, the head of the study conducted by the University of California in Berkeley. Of course it was Berkeley, a bunch of hippies, but they're right. That's why trickle-down doesn't work. It's a joke. You can't expect the people that appreciate greed and self-interest at the highest standard to want to give you any of their money. So trickle-down is obviously, it used to be called horse and sparrow, I think, right? Or pony and sparrow, horse and sparrow, where the sparrow would come down and pick out of the horse's poop what it could eat. And then they turned it to trickle down, which made it sound a lot better. Like, oh, trickle down sounds nice. It trickles down and eventually just takes care of everything. But it was horse and sparrow back in the day, which means the poor people got to eat out of the rich people's crap in order to make money. Anywho, any one of the study's tests, researchers found that richer folks were more likely to cheat at an online game to win $50. In another, fat cats driving luxury cars were more likely to cut off motorists at a 4-way intersection than drivers of cheaper vehicles. One thing scientists did not find out was, do people become wealthy because they break the rules? Or does having wealth make you lie and cheat? Says Piff, it seems like a vicious cycle. So, is it because they're liars and cheaters that they will lie and cheat their way through life and steal your ideas, tell you nobody likes them, and then steal them and make money off them? Are they just naturally bad people? That's why they become wealthy? Not all of them, obviously. There's some great wealthy people out there, I'm sure. I just haven't met any. Just kidding. I have. I've met some really cool wealthy people. And does it pay off? And in the long run, do they make a bunch of money? I don't know. But either way, science says rich people are liars and thieves, so I'm gonna roll because I'm not rich. What the what? Check this out, dude. Indonesia's social media has been buzzing about a big controversial wedding in South Sulawesi, where a 103-year-old Dutch colonial war veteran recently married a 27-year-old woman. Dude, look at this picture of them. Does she seem happy at all? Like, does she seem like she's in it for some other reason? It ain't for love, doggy. Because he has this half-cocked smile. He's 103, though. I'd imagine his face muscles might be lazy by this point in time. But she has no smile. She touches him like, he's great. He's the best guy ever. Without any kind of love in her eyes, I swear to God. That's only from one photo. I haven't seen very many. Photos and video of the unlikely couple on their wedding day have been making the rounds online, sparking both outrage and humorous comments. There are also those who can't believe the wedding was for real, but several Indonesian news outlets have confirmed that 103-year-old Poing Cat married a 27-year-old woman named Indo Alang in the district of Siwa, South Sulawesi. The groom, who is reportedly a widower, fought in the Dutch colonial war 1945 to 1949. Crazy. The 76-year age difference shocked many, even though they are not entirely uncommon in that area of the world. Interesting, the dowry paid by Cat to his bride's family wasn't that substantial, according to local media reports. He allegedly only paid 5 million rupees, which is $343, and a gold ring. Wow, they must want to get rid of her. They're like, $343 and a gold ring, we'll take it. Whatever. What, just a gold ring? We'll take it. $5. Anybody? I got $5. I'll do it for $5. The two are currently living at the groom's house in South Sulawesi. I hope I said that right. I didn't, probably. That goes back to the whole thing I was talking to somebody about marriage being a business proposition. But what kind of benefit can a 103-year-old or could a 27-year-old get from a 103-year-old? I know what kind of benefit the 103-year-old could get, assuming he gets it. He might not be able to work anything. I mean, those little blue pills work, but at 103, it might kill you. So, like, what is the point? Like, what is she going to get when he dies? Or what is she getting out of that relationship? At 103 years old, how terrible must she be for the family to go, yes, we want you to marry a guy who could die tomorrow because we want you to go through a funeral and be a widow so that you can move on with your life. Now, maybe that's the thing. I just thought about this. What if she's a lesbian and it's frowned upon out there? So her being a widower allows her to not get married again, and she can have girlfriends come over, other widows, and enjoy life. Maybe that's a whole thing out there, right? Widows, lesbian widows. Sounds like a good movie, though. I'd experience it. It's the Big Cake, straight to the Spilt Milk Show with the Bee.